Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Karsh the Goblin. This is the Goblin Cave, and this isn't really a show stream or anything along them lines. This is a what's happened this week. So we haven't had a show all week, and while this does happen from time to time, usually during school holidays and things like that, where like stuff happens and I can't get away from it. But this week was almost a perfect storm of annoyances. So because I'm now trying to stream 5 days a week, and what happens with that is that I can only stream when my goblin is at school. That's why I stream as an Australian streamer. I stream during the daytime, which is almost prime time American, because I can only stream when my goblin's at school. So what's been going on is that there's a lot of things that I don't get done, and I needed to get a few things done. And so on Monday, which is Sunday, our normal Let's Play, I had to take a day off to get a few things done. Of those few things was the giveaways we had last week. We have a new merch store, we had our first printings of the merch, and we had 2 giveaways. So we gave away 2 shirts last week. We've also got a third one we're trying to give away, and the person's not responded to me. Hi Amy Rabbit, welcome in. This is just me talking. Thanks for coming in. I can't even believe I just saw you there, but hi, coming in. I'm just explaining kind of what happened this week before I go to bed, just so there's a record and so people that do follow the channel can see on YouTube that, oh yeah, that's happened. Because not everyone is part of the Discord, not everyone is following on Twitter and things like that, so they don't really know what's going on. They just notice that, oh, there was no shows this week. So yeah, what I was saying is that on Monday I had to take a day off essentially, just so I can do a few things like post the giveaways last week. We also had to I had to chase up the government side of things for my goblin's disability benefits. In Australia, we have something called the NDIS, which essentially funds my goblin's disability services. And his needs are incredibly high, and so the funding is incredibly high at that. He goes to therapy 6 days a week. Also 6 times, no, trying to think, 1, 2, about 6 to 8 times a week he goes to therapy. And so it's quite substantial. And so the funding there is quite substantial for those needs. And that runs out next Friday. So we don't have a new plan. We don't have a confirmation of what's going on for next year. And so I was trying to chase up that. I didn't get anywhere, but that was one of the things I had to do. So there was quite a few things we were doing and chasing up and things like that. So Monday, Sunday, USA time, Monday was a day off for me. I had to take a day off. Tuesday, Monday night, my goblin comes to me saying, he was just saying that I want ear clean. And he kept on trying to stick things into his ears for the earbuds. He had an ear infection. So the next day, on Tuesday, another show day, had to take off. Yeah, it really, some things get super busy and we missed most streams. Yeah, it does get like that. It just, it really, really gets like that. Yeah, it's really bad. It gets worse. So, take my goblin to the doctor. He was great. New doctor for him. He was amazing. He stops trying to stick things into his ear to try to clean his ear. Stopped screaming in pain. He did sleep in my bed that night, on Monday night, which meant when he went to sleep in my bed, he had snot and everything because he'd been crying and screaming because of the pain, and he was snoring so badly because of, yeah, it was just horrible. I couldn't sleep in my bed. He slept in my bed, I slept on the couch. Went to the doctors, all good, all was okay. He immediately, knowing that he didn't have to go to school, he wanted to go and buy some Lego, which is typical him. As soon as he knows he's got a day off, he wants to buy Lego. He wants to do that because that's what he does. But this is a child that can do Lego for like the expert, the 16-year-old plus, like the extreme. He's capable of doing that, and he's only 7. So we did that. Everything was good. We were watching YouTube stuff, and he didn't want to watch YouTube on the TV. He wanted to watch it on my computer, sitting on my lap, laughing his head off, and my computer crashed. Now, I'd just gotten draft material for the new show. I was doing mock-ups. I was doing, like, we were watching on one screen the YouTube. I was doing all the mock-ups on the other screens for the new overlays, new artwork. It looks amazing. And then everything died. And because there was an interruption, he was like, oh! And he tantrumed, and he just couldn't contain those emotions because of the disruption. He was really focused on YouTube. Didn't want to watch it on TV. No. He was watching on the computer, and the computer's broken. So yeah, the computer didn't come back. And, well, I say it didn't come back, but it did. It came back in a way where we had no graphical user interface. And by that I mean we had no taskbar. We had no icons down the bottom. And most of my stuff is all icons down the bottom because it's just all quick reference. I'll have like 8 programs running when doing a stream because that's what I use, especially the sim racing stuff. It's just how things work. And so on top of that, we had no desktop icons. So the only way to do anything was to open up the open up the task manager, physically, like, type in explorer.exe so I could access my hard drives. To then go online, I had to type in had to manually load up Chrome exe to go online. And of course, if I lost any of those, if I minimized, they were gone. I couldn't access them because I had no bottom bar on the taskbar. So I was able to back up some things, which was great. And mainly emails were the big thing. Emails, overlays, big things. All the art that we use. Got all that backed up. Still couldn't fix it. I tried lots of different things, couldn't fix it. Next morning, my goblin was feeling better. He said he was okay for school. He went to school. I was like, oh crap, get the computer to a service center who were busy at the time. They said, well, like, hey, it's most likely software. We'll just update Windows. There's a new version here. We'll do that. Didn't work. Doing that, of course, deleted all the programs. Didn't uninstall them, it just overwrote them. So they're there somewhere, but they're not there. That's another issue which we're still working on. But they did find it the next day, so 2 days in the shop. It was a program I don't use, and it was corrupted, and it had just stopping everything over. Like, I couldn't access. Everything was there. This is a program that goes over top of my desktop to minimize and work around my desktop stuff because I have like so much stuff going on. When you have 5 monitors, there's a lot of stuff I try to keep within reach. And so yeah, so Computer 6, yay, in theory. In reality, I got a studio. I got 5 monitors. I've got a like the processor and everything, the case sits behind them. The camera sits on a tripod on top of it. Everything's really fixed. So just taking it all out is a massive step. Putting it back in is a massive step. And then realizing I don't have anything. I don't have my programs. So thankfully things like GOG, you reinstall it and then just go, okay, there's the programs that were installed, and it just links them, done, fixed. Other programs don't do that as much. OBS found all the old stuff, great, done, don't need to do more overlays, which was what I was thinking I was going to do. Like, there was a lot of things like, oh crap, what do I have to do? Stream Deck, it just found all the old stuff, done, don't have to figure out, don't have to redo it all. great stuff there. The issue is sound. Now, we use Voicemeeter Banana. We have been using that for a year now. This is how we can do the rerouting, the super complex rerouting of sound and audios for the Sirenscape, so that can go. So the Sirenscape audio and music you can hearing, it's probably really low at the moment, can be split into the channel and into the voices, so into the web video cam thing that we use. And also my audio can be split into the video core and into the channel into separate. And it's a massive it web of audio going in all over the place. We've been using it for a year and it's great. I love it. It works until it doesn't, but when it works, it's amazing. Now, just upgraded to Voicemeeter Potato, which gave me more ability. Because one of the things I was about to do, most likely in the holidays, is have my Goblin on stream, and I need another headset to allow that. So it allowed more inputs and outputs. Unfortunately, that kind of, it's not there. It's not allowing me to uninstall the old version, which doesn't exist on my system, and it's not allowing me install the new version because the old version's still somewhere in the system but not existing. I was able to get Voicemeeter Banana working, able to get the virtual cables working, so it's a stopgap, and it's hopefully set up to be the same as what we were. We'll see when we start doing role-playing shows. Yeah, that's kind of just how it is. I'm just noticing how my mustache is curling over. It's been a bad week. So yeah, that's how we find ourselves. So the last few days I have been rebuilding my computer, rebuilding everything, trying to find all the bits and pieces, making sure everything is good. And in the time being, we've got an art for the new show starting next week. So we have a new show starting next week. We have amazing art that have been done by Bilby, and I'm going to commission Bilby for a new Karsh the Goblin, because it looks amazing. I love the style, and the characters are going to be so much. I'm really excited for this show. It's all Goblin cast, like all Goblin characters for a role-playing show. It's Pathfinder style goblins, so they are crazy. We've got a blind spellcaster, so that's crazy. We don't have a front line, not a single fighter out of 5 characters. So I don't know how it's going to work. A week of bad luck. Hopefully next week will be better. I agree, Emmy. I agree. I've got a lot of work to do before next week, though. Which is what I'm saying. I've got to build a whole new overlay over the weekend, because I'm still waiting for the overlay art. It should be here soon. I'm not saying that it's late. I've just got to try to get in contact because I didn't even have email for half the week. So I've got to try to track down and see what's going on. It's most likely my fault, so yeah. I'm super excited about next week, super stressed, but that's kind of why we haven't had a single show all week. We haven't, had to take some time off, and then had to take care of my little goblin, and then from that, my computer died. And it was just like, bleh. So we're going to focus on streaming. Going to focus on the role-playing shows. We're going to have 3 role-playing shows a week now. That's what we've been working up for a long time. Not just 3 shows with 1 long-running, 1 medium-term, and like one-shots. This is going to be 3 long-running campaigns. The Rise of the Goblin Lords is a level 1 to level 15 Pathfinder mega campaign. It's great. We're running the revised edition. We're running it very slapstick, very comedy based, very Pink Mohawk. We've got Rusty Daggers. We're over in a year in. We're still on level 5, and they're struggling getting up against like the big guys in that. I've got some news about that as well, but we've also got the children of school holidays are starting. Yes, school holidays is starting next week. So that's fun. I'm going to mention that in a moment. Thank you for reminding me of that, Emmy. We've also got Children of the Marsh. Started last month. It's like these guys are really, really good. I'm really loving it. Like in 4 sessions, they're still in the same start thing, which most like gamers would just go through in 1 session. They have got so much role playing in there. There's so much stuff going on. I'm loving the fact that they're actually role playing, the fact that they were 0 levels and they're still reacting to these things. Last session, they had the first actual killing of another human being, and it's like, oh my god, what just happened? There's brains everywhere. Let's try to put those in. Let's try to medical check this guy. When there's other stuff going on, but that's what the first reaction to something like that is like character, like killing other people. It's not normal. And the cast members are reacting with their characters in that fashion. It's like they're not just going, oh, kill and move on like you normally would in role playing. It's like they're really reacting to how a young adventurer, a young child, like they're 14 to 17-year-olds, the age group in the characters, and they're doing really well. I love it. It's such really, really love how they're reacting. So that's also started as well. So we're going to have the 3 a week for that. Sim racing. I may not be doing my own sim racing online as much, but I've got to working on the thing of like getting other non-sim racers and other streamers to do a commentary, because a lot of people that do sim racing, a lot of people that do iRacing specifically, they're overly serious. I was never serious. I had the weirdest compliment where, Karsh, I love watching your sim racing because you don't take it seriously. You don't care. I was like, thank you, I think. So we're going to try to, because I use broadcasting software when I do sim racing. I use software designed for broadcasting. So we're going to actually start using it for broadcasting. I don't have the personality to do commentary, but there's a lot of amazing funny streamers out there that can just talk bullshit and just dribble crap. So what we're going to do is have a comedy sim racing series called Seriously Not Sim Racing or something like that, or Not Seriously Sim Racing, where we're going to have 2 or 3 casters in a casting team come in, different people every week, and do maybe 2 or 3 races and just do commentary for like the night on these races. All they will know is the track the car makes, and that's about it. I'm not going to give them any more context than that, and they're just going to dribble shit in their own style and have that. So that's what we're working on that, but that's a long-term project. Because of the loss of everything from my computer, it's going to take me a while to actually build up my system for my own sim racing, maybe in the holidays. So in the holidays, I have respite care audio arranged for my Goblin. So for the first time since launching this channel, I don't have to take a break for the holidays. So I'm a single parent of a disabled child, and I'm separated from his mother. I have majority care, so he's with me pretty much all the time, and he visits his mother a few weekends a month. In the holidays, he stays with her for a week, and he stays with me for a week. So when he stays with me, I have to essentially cancel everything. I just have a week break. But this coming holidays, I don't have that. So we are going to have a full non-stop. We're going to keep our role-playing going. We're going to keep our shows going. And we're going to keep it flowy, and it's going to be great. And yeah, I mean, I love role playing. I love cast members that can just really get into it. um, I really, yeah. So I did read your comment. I just couldn't, yeah. I was trying to keep everything in my mind going on. Um, and speaking of which, I do have some sad news as well. We are going to be losing another one of our cast members. Um, although she hasn't said anything to the rest of the cast, as far as I know, because I haven't heard any reactions. We're going to be losing Kamali, who has been with us pretty much since the beginning in the Rusty Daggers Prince of the Apocalypse show. Kamali has just she's been a leveling part, and also in a cast which are very, very diverse and characters which are very diverse. Kamali playing Robold the Barbarian has always been able to bounce off the other players and cast members really well, and when needed can be the father figure and the centering force when not needed, and when it shifted too much to that side, she can then take it the opposite direction and do the comedic and the troublemaking side. And so I've really enjoyed having her in the show. Been enjoyed having her in the community. I was shocked when she was going to a holiday in South Africa and she was saying, "Oh, don't worry, I'll have internet there. I'll take my laptop." And like, what? If you're on holiday, go. Just take your holiday. But no, like, I'm just amazed that not just Kamali, but a few others in the cast as well have done the same. Have like taken their laptops and like, but yeah, unfortunately, we're going to lose Kamali. She's moving away to a different time zone, and she'll be working, and she won't be able to stay up really late at night to be able to join in. This is also not a great. I'm not going to say it's not a great time, but it also comes after losing Leia recently, because her work has shifted her time zone of working to be in line with American time zone, which normally would be great, but that's if it was East Coast. She's in the West Coast aligned, so she won't be she doesn't finish work until late, and she won't be able to she can't make the shows anymore. So it's hard to see her go because she was only here for a temporary measure as well, but she just came in, just bonded with the group, and was a real centering force and a real play for those that are not sensible, but like a real great straight man character and persona to bring into a group which really needed one of those, and to let the chaotic people bounce their jokes off a lot, which was great to see. So yeah, she's been great too, and of course she came in to replace Ninjavo, who, I mean, going back to his initial application, that was the first time he's ever done role playing, and he just did so well. He was with us for a while. He had to take care of family himself, so we do move on. But in the cases of Ninjavo, Leah, and with now Kamali, they are all welcome back. If things align where they can come back, heck, we'll have an 8-person role-playing group. We'll have to redesign the overlays, but hey, we're going to be doing that anyway. They've all been amazing, and I wish them luck. And it's been great sharing this time with them because they've been a part of this show. They've been, especially Kathy, or Kamali, because she's been there since the start. I think we launched the channel in 1st of May 2018. Their show started, I think, 2nd of April or something along those lines, the first week of April, and there's a month lead up. So yeah. Hey, Flying Racing, how are you going? You got a new game. Awesome. The Flying Racing, yes. Hey, Flying Racing, you got to the F1 2019. That's awesome. I have not played any of the F1 games since about the early 90s. I think 92 or 91, which is Michael Pro's game. Last time I played one of those. It was kind of weird. But they were like full racing games. But yeah, so you just came in. I'm just talking about like kind of what's been going on with the channel. We had no shows this week. We're not really doing any. Yeah. Well, I'm sure 2019 F1 games are a lot better than the old like 91, 92 F1 game which I played. Well, come to think of it, it did have the racing line on it. It was one of those early games where it did have the racing line you could follow. You can turn on and off. Yeah. So I'm just talking at the moment. I'm just just talking about what's going on. The fact that we've had no shows and whatnot. So this weekend I won't be doing any shows. Won't be doing anything. I've got my Goblin this weekend, so it's really cool. Just having a nice, casual, relaxing. Oh yeah, and I got new hair. So this week was supposed to be showing off the new hair for Pride, and it's like, yep, no shows. Flying Racing. My system died this week, so I probably won't be doing sim racing for a while. Because I have none of the programs that I used to use, and I'll have to rebuild everything from scratch little bit by little bit. And seeing that we're starting another role-playing show this coming week, each one of those takes a lot of work. This one's been 3 months in the making, the Rise of the Goblin Lords, and the Children of the Marsh was like a 2.5 months in the making. So there's a lot of That looks great. Yeah, thank you. It really shouldn't be. The pink is supposed to be a lot darker. I'm not impressed with it. It's supposed to be a really dark colour. But yeah, just I wasn't impressed, so it's probably not going to last. I like Herman's is the brand I use from the Cyber Store. Herman's have a lot of really vibrant colours. And that's what I've been using. I really, really like their stuff. And they last about a month. Because they're only temporary stuff, but they're bright as bright. I just didn't like it wasn't supposed to be this pink. It's supposed to be really dark. But then again, I do have Pink Mohawk style games, and that's what we're going to be doing next week with the Goblins, Pink Mohawk. Although I still get a lot of people going, Mummy, why has he got pink hair? And it's like, because he wants to have pink hair. It's like, but he's a boy. Not kidding. I got that like 2 days ago, sitting in the waiting room at my son's therapy. It was like, oh my God. And yet the day before I had a child who was saying, have you got a smoothie? You're not allowed to have a smoothie. Adults don't drink smoothies. You have to give it to me. Like, this child was beautiful. I loved it. Absolutely chaotic. So we're going to have 3 role-playing sessions a week. If you haven't noticed already, we're redoing all the overlays. We're redoing all the emotes. So we've now got a full emote set. There's possibly one more to go if we get but a crap ton of subscribers. We'll get unlocked again. So we're gonna bring back the friendly fire if we can get again a crap ton of subscribers. So subscribe to the channel. We've got a new merch store, and so every new show as well, we're not just getting the character art done, but we're getting merch versions of the character art as well for the merch store, because we're also looking forward thinking on those. There's a lot of stuff going on. We're going to be redesigning the Rusty Daggers show because they've been here since the start. They've had the worst of the worst overlays, and then they updated to this look, the wooden look, which we've had for a year, and it's been pretty much a year since we've started using these. We've had this since I think the 10th episode, the wooden overlay, and now they're up to the 36th episode. They're in the line of getting an overlay upgrade, but first we have the Children of the Marsh as a test bed, then the Rise of the Goblin Lords as the next one. So theirs is the last to get the full overlay look. So yeah, it's going to a lot of stuff happening, a lot of expenses, unfortunately. Oh, and with my computer crashing, it crashed a day after I ordered a massive graphics card. I've been saving up for ages for it, and someone was having a massive, like a end of year sale, $500 off, and I've got this graphics card in the mail and a computer that wasn't working all week. So I've spent a lot of time clocking up hours in Gran Turismo 4, also Gran Turismo Sport on my PlayStation 4, because I never get to play it because I didn't have a computer. So only a real man can rock pink hair, or a shadow runner. Maybe I think a shadow runner, but it's pink hair and the oh the bit, oh yeah. So yeah, that I'm going to probably cut it here because this was only supposed to be like a 7-minute speech before bed, just to get an update, because I do have people that are not part of my Discord and not following on Twitter. So if you are those people, we have a Discord. Follow it. You'll be able to chat with us. I'm almost always there. The links are down below in the Twitch TV side of things. I'll put them in also YouTube. I usually don't have them in the YouTube, but I'll start doing that if you need it. We have Twitter. It's right down here. So Goblin_Cave. Check us out there. I do like show announcements, especially cancellations over there. If you don't know, we've got the YouTube over there for all our previous shows. We've got stuff. We've also got a merch store. So there's lots of stuff going on. And we've got Humble Bumble. So check out Humble Bumble as well. They currently have a D&D stuff and Humble Bumble. And we've got a Humble Bumble partner link down below. They're awesome. So yeah, I'm going to head off. Thank you for coming in, Emmy and the Flying Racing. I'm going to head off. I need to get some sleep because my goblin is not going to give me any rest all weekend. So thank you everyone for listening. Thank you for everybody. Yeah, I just wanted to record this and have it uploaded so people know that this is what's been going on all week. So yeah. So for me, that's a good night, and we'll see you next week. Hopefully there's not going to be any audio issues, which there's totally going to be when we start our new show. Because there always is after we have issues with the audio. So bye for now. Have a good night. Thanks for coming in. And check us out next week. Check out all the links, and don't forget to follow, subscribe, and all the other bits and pieces. And send us money. Yes.